to Go Live TV, the future in your hands. The only multicultural IPTV station that brings communities together. Over 2.7 million people have already watched. Go Live TV, anytime, anywhere.
Let your light shine bright like a morning star. This is reality.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Samra, and I have a great show for you today. Our very own Canadian rapper who's been in the game for so long. He is an entrepreneur, a producer, a promoter, you name it. And yes, let's welcome Mr. Robbie G. You were all the way far in the back. Where you at? Hi. You too. Have a seat.
Hello, hello.
Hi. You've been busy.
Yes, I do not stop. The grind does not stop.
You made it in time, though, so I'm grateful.
Yes, always. I'm very punctual. I
Yes.
try and take pride in
I
that.
never know, because when I haven't really, don't know a person very well, I'm always like, are they going to be on time? Are they going to be on? Don't mess.
Or will they even show up sometimes, right? 'Cause, yeah, that can happen. I know.
It's cool. Yeah, so you are on tour right now.
I am, yes.
You have 2 more tour dates to go.
More tour dates here in Ontario. We just finished this weekend in London and Guelph and St. Catharines. Incredible shows, incredible audience. So
Nice.
yeah.
And your next one is in
Sault Ste. Marie
and
on
Barrie.
Friday, and then we got Barrie on
And
Saturday.
then you're done
Yeah.
for
for
now.
this little one, then I fly back to BC. I've got some shows in BC and Alberta with an artist named Chaos. Yes,
We know
Cologne.
Chaos.
Yeah.
We know Chaos over here.
Yeah.
Nice. I actually lived in London. Big party town over there. I went to
It
school
is.
there.
It is, yes. It's a good
But
time.
yeah, but you grew up in Guelph.
Yes.
And you were born and raised there. Tell us about your life in Guelph.
Guelph, for hip hop at least, it had no scene kind of when I started out. Like growing up there was maybe one show that would happen a year, if that, and there was no local artists on those shows. And for me, it was really a struggle to try and get my music heard and get out there and be seen. So instead of relying on somebody else to make it happen, I took it upon myself and said, you know what, I'm going to build the scene here in Guelph, and I'm going to start putting on events and putting on shows. And that's where my company was originally created, as a result of just needing to facilitate events for myself and for other friends of mine in the area. And that turned into now doing events across the country and working with some of the top names in hip hop. So yeah,
When did you
from
discover your
Guelph.
love for hip hop?
For me, I would say in probably early, like in grade 7, grade 6, around that age. My brother brought me some CDs home. It was Get Rich or Die Tryin', 50 Cent, and the Marshall Mathers LP. Those were my introductions to hip hop, and I was hooked.
Nice. And you just start writing? How did it?
Yeah, one of my friends brought a song to the house one day, and he's like, I'm going to start rapping. I was like, all right, cool. And he showed it to me. I was like, that's pretty dope. I could probably do that too. You know what I mean? Like it's just a way to express myself creatively. And at that time, I'd been writing poetry a little bit, and shared some poems with my classmates and teachers and stuff. And I felt I could do pretty good at it. So I tried, wrote a song that night, and I was like, I'm good at this. I like this. This is fun. And
It's cool when
yeah.
you discover things about yourself, right?
Yeah.
Especially if it's things you actually enjoy and you try, you're like, okay, I could do this. But, you didn't always have it, you went through some obstacles like all of
Yes.
us do. You went through some hard times and,
Yes.
you were doing some things you weren't supposed to and then ended up
Yeah.
in jail. And then it was so funny.
Yes.
I read an interview that you did, and you were saying how one of the reasons you end up, selling drugs or not at a young age because you were kind of influenced by the hip hop industry and what they were rapping about, right?
Yeah.
So see, people, music matters, okay?
The messages in music 100%
Absolutely.
matter.
That's
It
why you
does.
got to be mindful of, what we put out there, what we feed the youth, right?
Big time.
So
big time.
how did that, when you were in jail and you realized, okay, this is not as glamorous as they make it seem. When did you have that aha moment of, I want to change my life and I don't want to be living the life that I have been living?
I don't know if there was one particular moment, but definitely through that time in jail and having your freedom taken away from you, and then recognizing the other people around you and the way that they glorify it, the way that they celebrate it. And, I was selling something that legally now they sell in stores everywhere, but I was doing it at a time where it was illegal to do it, and I didn't have a license for it. You know what I mean? And if I had to just waited a few more years, my entrepreneurial spirit probably could have taken off, and I could have been one of the biggest, largest marijuana
Okay, we're not
distributors
we're
in the
not we're not
country.
talking about that right now.
But for me, I think that I just I learned that I have a choice to make and a way that I can change my life in a positive direction. And I saw two paths. I saw this path leading this way, and I saw that path leading that way. This path leading to potentially more incarceration or death, or probably just a bad outcome in the end. You know what I mean? It's not a good life. And I saw that from talking to all these other individuals who've been caught up in crime and selling drugs and doing this and that in the jail system. And it's a revolving door. There's a lot of stats that show that a lot of people that go in just keep going back in and coming back out and going back in and coming back out and going back in.
And you didn't want that.
I didn't want to be that statistic. I wanted to be the other one that says, you know what, I'm never going back in. I'm not going back. And I want to focus on making music and selling CDs and selling merchandise, and that's going to be what I'm doing. So I always tell people now, it's like I sell happiness, I sell joy, I sell just good vibes. That's basically the drug of choice that I'm trying to sell to people so that they can feel good when they come to the events and come to the shows. So yeah.
It's just, having a positive impact. I mean, we live in a world that's so messed up. There's so much craziness out there. So it's like whatever gifts we've been given and the platforms is like, why not use it to, to have a positive influence and to encourage and to inspire, right?
Yes.
So I love how you just turned that around, and a lot of your music is positive messages. And we met at Dax's concert. You did the opening for him a few months back, and I remember you rapping this song, "When I See You." Yeah. It was about your stepmom who passed away. I literally cried. I told you that night too. The minute I heard that song, I was so touched, and I just love how music could have that impact and just stir something within you like that, right? But like, how do you overcome hardship in your life? Like for me, as you know, it's my faith. I get my strength from my Jesus. But like, how do you overcome the hardships?
I mean, that one in particular, that was hard, losing my stepmother to cancer. I find strength in family. I find strength in relationships and people that I can lean on to support me. And that's my fans a lot of times too, is like they help me so much. And sharing that song, that song, "When I See You," is hard for me to do every single night. Sometimes I literally feel like I'm going to break down while I'm on stage, and I can feel
felt
the
that in
presence.
you as you're rapping it. I could hear it in your voice, and I think that just added so much more to it, even that feeling.
It's real. Every night I feel that pain and that loss. And for me, sometimes it's like I'm scared to do it because I know the pain and the emotion that's going to cause me in the moment. But at the same time, there's a release that I allow fans to have and people who listen to it that is helping them through their grieving process that never ends sometimes for most people. It's like we're still grieving the loss of people that we may have lost 10 years ago or 20 years ago. It's going to linger with you, and it's going to be there. And all I can do is share my message, share how that pain affected me, and the good things that I can think about, and the love that I still have for that woman, and share that with people so they can remember about the good times that they had with their loved ones and that power that they had in the moment. So it's hard for me, and I'm overcoming it in the moment, but literally through writing the songs, through sharing them, that's my therapy. That's a lot of what I rely on to get over hardships, even breakups, friendship issues, financial troubles. Life is not easy. It's a roller coaster.
Rejections, disappointments.
Yes, there's a lot of
that.
things all the time. People are always challenging you, and forces are always there. Obstacles are in the way. So just to get over it and to come through it on the other side is to step back, see it from a bigger, broader perspective, write about it, journal about it, write a song about it, release that emotion, and then share that with the world. And that's what I feel like I'm here to do, is just share my message and help somebody else in that process.
And you know what it is too? A lot of times when we're dealing with, difficulties and pain, we feel like we're the only ones, or like nobody will understand us. And I think that's why a lot of people could, have that connection with their artists, because when they hear them say certain things and they're like, okay, I'm not alone in this. Do you know what I mean? And I think that is just such a beautiful thing. And I think that's where true connection comes in. Even in, in regular life, when I meet people and we have shared some of the same experiences, and it's nice to know that it's not just you, right? And would you say you take the time to really, like, here and there to take care of your mental health and say, you know what, it's been crazy, I need to take I know you talked about taking a step back with that, but to really check yourself and to make sure you're good, even if nothing bad has happened, but just to take that time, just being like, things been busy, things been chaotic, I need to just be in that resting place. And
I do a little bit. I definitely am I guess what you would call a workaholic. I love what I do, and I'm blessed in the sense that I get to do and fulfill my passions every day. It does get stressful sometimes, and we did a tour this year where me and one of my friends, Madchild, we did 65 dates across the country in like 83 days or something, 65 shows, and it was exhausting. It was probably one of the most testing and trying tours to be on the road for that long. And I would say after that, I definitely needed a break, a little bit of a break, just like calm, decompress, relax. But like,
is that healthy to do?
it's probably not, but there are musicians, like I look up to the GOATs, like Tech9, who's done 90 shows in 99 days or something like that. Like he's just crazy with it on the road. So I draw inspiration from people like that and say, if they can do it, I can do it too. I know I can do it, and I just got to keep pushing through. But mental health is so important.
Yeah, like for me, I it's like, we all have different strengths, and I know for me, like, I know my limit. When I see myself getting agitated or, you know what I mean? When I'm feeling a certain way, I know, okay, I need a break right now. It's like, I don't care what's going on. I just need to, even if it's just like a day for me, just to, you know what I mean?
That's the crazy part when you're on the road and you get that feeling. Sometimes you don't have the choice to have a day to take a break, unfortunately, because it's like show. You get sometimes 1 or 2 days off that aren't really off days because they're usually just traveling to the next city.
Oh, man, that would drive me crazy.
Yeah, so like you're like, oh, I want to take a me day. Like, no, you'll get that in a month or two once you're done the tour. It's crazy. So, but at the same time, yoga, meditation, reading a book, quieting my mind, relaxing, getting in a good mental health state, like just it has a lot to do with our heart rate. Even just slowing the heart rate is so important. But also, you got to pump it too and work out. Get physical. Go and lift some weights. Go for a swim. Go for a jog on the road. That's so important.
Y'all need to listen to Dr. Robbie G.
It's so important.
No, for sure.
It helps my whole being, just being able to release that energy when I go out and get physical and stuff. And it's so important for everybody dealing with health and stuff. And eating properly also affects your health, because your gut is very linked to your brain, and you will not operate properly mentally if you're not eating properly. It's very, very connected. And some people want to like put those two aside and be like, I'm just going to focus on my mental health and I'll be okay. I can eat whatever I want. Nah, No, what you eat literally will affect how you think and how you feel and how your body operates. So be very conscious of that in the mental health aspect, is like that, making sure
Yeah,
you're eating
it's
properly.
everything. Our body, mind, soul. It's emotional, mental, spiritual, physical. It's all of it. And when we leave one out, it will catch up to us later on, and we will feel the effects of that. So you've been in this music game for a very long time. What, over 2 decades now?
Almost, I would say, yeah. I mean, I started making music when I was in high school, and I'm 35 now. So, yeah, I've been making music for that long. I've been touring professionally for over a decade for sure. And I mean, the first years I was just doing, you know, 5 or 10 shows a year, and now I'm up to the point of this year. I think I've done about 140 shows in this calendar year, which is like
Wow.
mind-boggling.
That is a lot while you're still doing so many other things. And did you ever get discouraged? I mean, of course we all get discouraged, but like, how did you get discouraged sometimes at points? Because this is a tough business.
Yeah.
I mean, how did you encourage yourself to keep going? Like, there's a lot of people watching right now who've been at this for so long, and they're getting so many no's, so many rejections to a point, and not just in the music industry, right? In so many other spheres. Like, how would you encourage the people right now watching where they're at the point where they're just like about to give up?
Totally. For myself, getting over things like in this business, there's many times you're going to face rejection. You're going to want something, you want to get somewhere, and you can't get it. And there's also many other times where you're going to be given false hopes, false promises. People will gaslight you and gas you up, make you think that, like, oh, this is going to happen, that's going to happen. Oh, it's going to be amazing. And then you find out that none of that was actually true, and that it was completely illusion. And you have to sit there and go, like, one, how was I gullible to like believe that? And two, how do I have to be more vigilant so that next time I don't get taken advantage of? But those are the things that can really discourage people in business and in life and everything. Trusting the wrong people, making relationships with people that take advantage of you, and just mess you over, like in really cruel sense. So you have to learn how to, I guess, keep going, relying on yourself, loving yourself, knowing that everybody makes mistakes and you're going to make mistakes in judgment and in character and stuff like that. Learning how to pick up those small nuances, those red flags in people when you go, you know what, this sounds a little sketchy. I don't want to take this deal because I see how in here I could get taken advantage of. And you want to try to maintain creative control over yourself, your product, whether it's a live show or even just the creation of your music as a whole. There's a lot of artists in this industry that have been taken advantage of by major labels and like literally taken the floor right out from underneath their career, and they get them to sign a piece of paper saying, hey, you're going to get $1 million contract, and little does that artist know that they have to pay back the label almost 6 times that to be able to recoup the 1 million that they're getting. And that's sometimes in the paperwork they don't really understand that, and some artists are in debt for years for something that they signed a decade ago and they're never able to get out from, and they're scared to even move forward, release new music. They've got artists that are stuck in contracts where they have to produce a certain amount of albums and stuff. So in music and in life in general, I find for me at least, to avoid getting discouraged and avoid running into those problems where I'm like signing my rights away to somebody else, have full control over it, have a good understanding of it. And any times that you do have to work with other people, work with somebody that you can trust, somebody that you feel a sense of connection towards, and that they have very aligned goals, values as you do, and they want the same thing that you do, and they have principles that you can see, and test them out on small things first, not jump into something big. So
That is huge, definitely, for sure. And I think
that's how I'd say.
that the problem is too when you're so hungry for something and somebody
Yes.
dangles something in front
Big
of you,
time.
right? And you're just quick to take it, and then later on you're regretting it. You're like, oh my gosh, I didn't get a lawyer. I didn't, go over this paperwork right. That's why we got to be careful that we not drink from every cup that's presented to us, because some of them has poison in it, right?
100%.
So, for sure.
And you got to know the people who are passing that cup to you, what their true intentions are.
Exactly.
And what they want.
Yeah. And your company, our Evolution, do you want to tell them about your new branding?
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
Drum roll.
I was talking about a friend just before jumping into this interview here about how in my career, a lot of times I've put myself as the shadow, and there's somebody else in front of me, and I'm in the shadow. You know what I mean? I go on tour with a lot of artists, and I present them, and I put them on stage and put myself in the shadow. What I'm about to do with my company that I've never done before, and is kind of scary. To be honest, I'm a little nervous even doing it and saying it, but I'm about to put myself in the forefront of my company. It has been called Our Evolution Media for over a decade now. We've been facilitating events across the country, and some people know that it's my company, but the majority of people who go to shows have no clue that I'm the one that's facilitating everything and putting all these things on. And now I'm about to reveal that I am going to be the one presenting everything, and the company is now changing from Our Evolution Media to Robbie G Presents. And every
Yay.
poster will have my name on it, showcasing that, and it's partly because of the trust that I've built with my name, with my brand. People recognize it when they see that I'm on a show or that I'm at an event, that it's going to be run properly, that it's going to run on time, that the artists are going to be treated well, that the fans are going to be able to come there and have a good time, and fights rarely break out. We keep the peace very much. Like, it's a very a friendly environment, and most people know that associated with my name, and now I'm going to be able to brand that on every single show that my company puts on, so that everybody knows that I'm involved in it, that all those same principles that I just listed will be in that event, and they will be able to enjoy it and have a good time. So yeah, Robbie G Presents, brand new company. It's going to be launching at the beginning of 2024.
Congratulations. I'm really glad to hear that, because people don't realize how much you've done behind the scenes. I mean, in Guelph alone, you changed the whole hip-hop music. You brought so many people down, and you've worked with many people. You've been on tour with so many people, from Opie Trice to Snoop Dogg, didn't you, and Sean Paul, and just the list goes on and on. And so I'm glad to see that you're actually making that change. And when there's a little bit of fear, that just motivates you more to take that risk and go for it. So I'm excited to see where that goes. And right now you're working on your 12th album. Edgar, can you please put his album on?
See the artwork, yeah. So this is a double album project that I'm coming out. It's called Spiritual Material, and I'm doing 2 separate albums because I want to showcase to the people 2 different sides of me, 2 different sides of my story. So the first album, Spiritual, releases December 22nd, and then we've got another one called Material that's going to release on February 2nd of next year. And yeah, it's basically my life in
There's
this
us.
album. Hey,
At the concert.
Robbie with his shirt off. There we go.
You always have your shirt off and the cowboy hat on.
Yeah, when I perform, the shirt comes off. It gets hot up there.
Yeah,
I
you
have no
guys all do
choice.
that. So I'm like, that must be nice. But you know what? Where did you get the concept for this album?
For this album, I'm big into album concepts, and I mean, originally I did a whole series where I did all the elements. I did like the fire, earth, air, water elements, and then did an album called One with the Elements and tied it all together. And I'm big on trying to create an album that has a whole concise feel to it. I don't just want to put out a body of songs and just be like, here's these songs. These songs mean so much to me, and the stories in them are so personal and so vulnerable. I'm really opening up on this next album, on these next projects here, to just really showcase who I am as a person, all sides of me, from the introspective, deep thinking, going so deep to try to find out who I am, why I'm here, what my purpose is, and how to help influence others on their journey to try and find their own purpose. And then also sharing the material side of me that's more like flashy, and I'm achieving my dreams and trying to create wealth and abundance for myself and my family, and and having fun,
I
having a little
love
bit of fun.
that. I love that. I think that's just very mature of you, because I just took a year off the show myself. This is actually my first show back. Yay.
That's big
And
for
I
you.
changed
Woo.
the name and everything. But I did a year of isolation. The same thing where you talked about, to rediscover myself, finding my purpose, my identity, what am I supposed to do? Because, when you're around a lot of people, a lot of people give you identity, tell you who you are and what you should be doing and all that. And sometimes you just got to shut all that noise off and just go do your own thing and be by yourself, right? And it's amazing how much comes to the service, right? And you discovering all these things about yourself. It's really beautiful. It's necessary. It is a place of loneliness, and it's not easy, but it's definitely necessary. So you are about to do a song for us.
Yes, I am.
Which tell them which song you're going to do.
This song is called Journey. It's going to be on the upcoming album Spiritual. It's released now, so it is out on all streaming platforms if you want to check it out. And we just released the music video for this before I went on tour, so it's up on YouTube now as well.
Yay, it's a beautiful song. And before we go into that, because the show is already almost up and I still had more questions, so you have to definitely come back.
Yes.
We already talked about this, but I just need to give a big shout out to my boy Yala Mayel, who made this custom-made song for the show. So thank you, Yala Mayel. I'll put all their information down, so you could also, if you want a song, you can reach out to them. My girl Gorbia Diaz, who does the editing, photography, Diaz Sala, who does my pictures. So I just had to give them a shout out again. I'll put all their description and information down below. And Robbie, you have Edgar, you got all his information on here too for people to reach him. Yeah, so anything
that's
you
the
need.
site, yeah. RobbieGHipHop.com.
Yes, his CDs, his shows coming up, everything. Make sure to check that. Follow him on Instagram, Facebook, all the social media. And I just want to say, why do you think? What do you think is happening with the Canadian music industry? Like, I feel like a lot of Canadian artists. I mean, there's so much great talent in Canada, but I feel like they don't get the same recognition as the American artists do. Why do you think that is? Is Canada doing something not right?
I think that it's just a matter of numbers. We have 1/10 the population and we have 1/10 the budget. And to get your music out and to get it heard, it takes more money. It literally takes more money. And there's some insanely talented individuals in Canada, and I see them because I travel across the country all the time. I see them at shows. I see them headline, and like there is so much talent here. It's a matter of getting the eyes on it, and I don't think it's just a Canadian problem. It's an international problem. It's the same thing in countries like Africa, in countries like in Asian countries, and in India, and in European countries. There's definitely people in some of these places that just don't get a chance to be heard or be seen because of their geographical location.
And I love though that you give a lot of people opportunities. You know what I mean? And they could just reach you, like email you to come and. He gives so many people opportunities to come and perform, right?
Thousands. I looked at thousands of artists.
I love that. And I also love how you tell your fans to bring clothing and food items to your shows, and then you drop them off at shelters and whatnot. We all need to be doing that, y'all. Give back.
Give back to her.
I love that.
To her.
Didn't you have something for me?
I do, yeah.
Yay.
Speaking of giving, of some gifts,
wow, that was a good
gifts
timing.
here. I got some gifts here. So we got. It's winter time, so we gotta have some toques.
Have your
very
own Robbie G
Canadian.
bag. I gotta do that. I gotta level up. Get my Samra bags and toques.
Got the bags. This is a homies toque. This is another one of my brands. So your homies, nice pink, hot pink for you. Bam, another hat.
What?
You can either keep it, you can gift it. I gave you a nice little picture of myself,
Nice.
and you've got the tour poster. Boom, right there.
Yay, thank you. Yeah, this is definitely needed here in Canada this season. I love it. Thank you so much. I'm going to rock it and
You're
take
welcome.
a picture and send it to you. Be like, look
Please
what you
do,
got.
please do. I post all my pictures that I get from different people wearing the swag. So
Awesome.
be on
Okay,
my site.
well, I'm going to get out of your way, and you do what
do
you
it.
do best.
Okay.
And I hope y'all enjoy the song. I do.
Where's my is this my stage, or do I stage here? Where's I?
You could just
Right here. I'm right here. Love it. All right, let's get it. Edgar, holding us down with the sound. Hey. I've been down this road before, and I've been trying to find a way to make it without looking in my rear view. All the things that I did, yeah, that made me who I am. These the twists and the turns that I steered through. I'm learning my lessons, my life, my direction.
If I open up my heart for you to come and stay, if the road got rough, would you go run away? I won't stop, keep searching. This life is a journey, I know. Ready for the lessons, let's get in training. The first test you're gonna face is a test of patience. Always make sure you got more to give, there's less you're taking. I took the old and made it new, we're going through some restoration. Give you peace and thanks, I don't even need the closure. Never got lucky, won't see me waiting on 4-leaf clovers. Nah, I bet this luck on myself. Only reason I got this far is cause I trust in myself. I blew the dust off the shelf, started mopping the floors. Now focus on the past and who I talked to before. Now here to look back, nah, not anymore. The crowd starts cheering soon as I walk in the door. I've been down this road before and I've been trying to find a way to make it without looking in my rear view. All the things that I did, yeah, that made me who I am. These the twists and the turns that I steered through. I'm learning my lessons, my life, my direction. If I open up my heart for you to come and stay, if the road got rough, would you go run away? I won't stop, keep searching. This life is a journey. Yeah, I got a bad hand, turn into a good deal. I'll be dead if looks kill, cause you been on my mind. Just trying to make my wounds heal. Don't tell me how I should feel. Thinking about you still, I should be on my grind. I've been trying to find a way to stop thinking and reminiscing. Now you got me drinking and getting twisted. Down another picture, watch a picture on the television. In a cell in prison, need to break this boat. Says she wanna break, she need to take it slow. Yeah, my heart was straight exposed. Sometimes that's just the way she goes. Something nice and I can't tiptoe. When it rains, it pours. And I'll never feel the same since the day it broke. I've been down this road before and I've been trying to find a way to make it without looking in my rear view. All the things that I did, yeah, that made me who I am. These the twists and the turns that I steered through. Learning my lessons, my life, my direction. If I open up my heart for you to come and stay, if the road got rough, would you go run away? I won't stop, keep searching. This life is a journey, I know. Thank you so much for having me.
Woo!
Appreciate you.
This
Love you.
life is a journey.
Yo.
I love this. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you so
Everybody
much for
give it
having
up
me.
for Robbie G. Make sure to check out all his
Hey.
music. God bless y'all. See you next week.
Thank you so much.
Let your light shine bright like a morning star. This is reality.
This is our family.
This is our life.